Hi, everybody. This is Sean Heideman. I'm a real estate broker for Position Realty in Phoenix, Arizona. Today, I am recording a video on credit, on how to pay down your debts, how to improve your credit, and also how that you can save for a down payment if you are living paycheck to paycheck. I have put together this manual on how to get out of debt and use credit wisely. Provide this to my clients for free, and it's a great manual. It goes over a number of different things about credit and how to pay down your credit, rebuild your credits, and also how to save for down payment. This is a reading material. This is what I'm going over today. And so, first of all, let's get started here. What is a credit card? So there's different types of interest. So there's like a mortgage loan is amortized interest, and your student loans are simple interest, which means that it's just interest that you pay on the student loan. It's not added to the balance. But with credit card, it's called compound interest, and compound interest is added to the balance that you have on the credit. So, for example, if you have $2,000 in credit card debt and your monthly payment is 200, or your interest is $200, and you pay the minimum payment of $50, so then the $150 goes on to the balance, and then it just increases and increases. So your new balance is 2,150, and then the new balance is 180, and the 180 gets added to that. So every month it just goes up if you're just paying the minimum monthly payment. So this calculator here is a great calculator. You want to go to and check it out. It's calculator.net. And go to the credit card calculator. So let's play around with it a little bit here. Let's say you have $15,000 in credit card debt, and your interest on your credit card is 24%, which is kind of reasonable today. And so let's say your minimum monthly payment is $350. So if you pay $350, it is going to take you 8 years and 3 months in order to pay it off, which is you're going to pay $19,392 in total interest, which is even more than your balance. So you're going to pay $19,392 plus the $15,000. So this little chart here shows you where the balance starts going down and interest. So this works in your favor once you get it down to this amount. But let's say that you pay $500 a month. It's going to be paid off in less time, 3 years and 11 months. And this other option here, let's say you want to buy a house in 1 year. And so that's going to tell you how much money you need to pay per month in order to pay it off in 1 year. And then let's say you want to buy a house in 2 years. You can pay $793 and it'll be paid off in 2 years. Most people, they want to buy a home in 1 year. So, but how can you possibly, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, how can you not possibly pay $1,400 a month in order to pay this down in order for you to be able to purchase a home? Well, I have put together a spreadsheet that I do with my clients for free. And so we sit down together and we go over their W-9, 1099, all the commissions, and we put together their total income for the year. And so it's all added up here. And then for your expenses, most people, they use a credit card or debit card in order when they buy stuff. And so there's a record of all that. So we go through all that for the last 12 months. If you don't do that, if you pay most of your expenses with cash, then I have this spreadsheet, this sheet here that you can put together, and each month you categorize it. You put groceries here, groceries, eating food, eating out, and you just put all your expenses in there for each week. And then you take the 4 for the week, and then you add it up, and then that gets you your total monthly personal expenses here. So then once you add put all this in, so you put $500 here, it adds up here on the total. And so once all that gets put in, then it comes down to the total expenses, and then it takes your discretionary income, which is your expenses minus your total income. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, this discretionary income is going to be zero or even negative if you're putting a lot of your expenses on credit cards. And so when people are in financial trouble, it is said that you're in financial trouble if your debt ratio is 20%. And what is your debt ratio? So your debt ratio is your total minimum monthly payments, not how much you're paying towards your credit card, the minimum monthly payment that's on the statement. So you put that all together, and then you add that up, and then divide it by your total income. And if your debt ratio is 10%, you're managing your credit wisely, and you're not in a bad situation. If it's 15%, there's no cause for alarm, but you should evaluate your spending and attempt to bring it closer to 10%. So you want to be closer to 10% debt ratio. 20%, you have a problem with that, and you should immediately work on reducing that debt. And if you have 24% or more, then you are possibly in jeopardy of losing your home or your automobile, or filing for bankruptcy. So that's not a good thing. So you definitely want to pay your debts down. So how are you going to pay your debts down? So I have this spreadsheet here. So you take your actual expenses here from on this side, and you put it under your actual here. And then you're going to determine what is a need and what is a want. So over here, I put together, I highlighted the wants. So dining out, fast food, Starbucks, those are all wants. Babysitter, maybe find a relative, maybe don't go out as much. Vacations, cut back on costs for that. Streaming, a lot of people have a lot of streaming accounts, cut down on those. Subscriptions and gifts, cut down on that as well. And some of this other stuff you can reduce as well by buying different groceries, maybe not buying as many processed foods, finding some recipes and just cooking stuff from scratch instead of the processed stuff. So there's different ways in order to cut down. So you're going to have your planned here, and then your difference. So it's when your actual minus your planned, and hopefully this is going to be positive. So then this is going to give you a positive here, and then so use this amount. Let's say it's $500. $500 a month that you budgeted, and so you're going to use that in order to pay down your credit cards. So let's say you have multiple credit cards. So this calculator here gives you an example. So monthly budget set aside for credit cards, $500. And so what you want to do in order to pay off, let's say you have 3 credit cards. You want to pay it off as quickly as possible. So you're going to take your lowest balance one, and you're going to still pay on all your other ones, because if you don't make payments on the other credit card, that's going to lower your credit score. That's a no-no. And so you're going to pay the most amount to the lowest balance one. So get that one paid off first, and then you're going to take that payment that you pay on that monthly payment plus the payment that you're paying on the second credit card. So instead of $100, you pay this one off, you're going to pay $380 on this one, and that one will get paid off quicker. And then once this one's paid off, then you're going to pay the $380 plus the $120 towards the last one, and then you're going to get your debt paid down. So once you get your debt all paid down, you don't want to close out those credit cards, especially if you had them for 5 years or longer, because that's going to affect your credit score. So you're going to want to keep those credit cards and put a little bit of money on there each month, maybe like some gas and some groceries, and then pay it off every month, and that will improve your credit score. And so once you improve your credit score, well, I have this other sheet here that I provide to my clients. It gives you tips on how to improve your credit and what credit is, basically. So payment history makes up 35% of your credit score. And so you always want to make sure you pay at least the minimum monthly payment. I know it goes against you with compound interest, but you want to make sure you make the payment, otherwise it's going to go against your credit score. And then your carrying balance makes a big difference as well. So if you have a $500 limit on your credit card and your balance is maxed at 500, that's going to go against your credit score. So you want to have the lowest balance possible as compared to your credit limit. Another thing is cash register offers do not take out any new credit cards. New credit cards you take out is going to affect your credit score. Amounts owed, 30%. It makes up 30% of your credit score. So that's why paying down your balances to a lower balance as compared to your credit limit is better for your credit score. So get those credit cards paid down. Credit history, 15% of your credit score. So the history of your credit card, let's say you have it for 5 years, don't close it out. Just keep the card and put a little bit of money on there every month and pay it off. Make sure you can pay it off every month. New credit cards makes up 10% of your score. So you don't want to take out new credit cards. Shopping around for credit cards is not a good thing. That's going to go against your credit score. And the type of credit as well. There's different types of credit. There's like I said, simple interest credit cards, like personal loans, student debt, credit cards, mortgages. Mortgages, a lot of people have a misconception on that if they are looking for a mortgage. You can actually, in a short period of time, you can talk to multiple lenders and have your credit score or your credit score pulled, and it's not going to necessarily affect your credit score as long as it's in a short period of time. But it's just one type of debt, so the type of debt matters. Okay, and then so let's say you go through all this and you paid off all your credit cards and you're using your debt wisely, putting a little bit of money on each credit card every month and paying it off, improving your credit, doing these things that I just showed you. So how are you going to save for a down payment? So this newfound money that you have by paying off your credit cards, you want to take that money and open up a separate down payment account and put that money into the savings account every month. And if you can, set it up where it's automatic, so you don't have to think about it and you accidentally spend it on something else. Just have it automatically taken from your checking account and put into that savings account for your down payment. Another thing that you could do is set up a jar or a bowl or something. If you have change, if you buy a lot of things with cash, just throw your change in the bowl. And if you have like some other family members that want to contribute, you can contribute $100. They got some tips at the restaurant they're working at, or different avenues of just short change. Just throw it in the bowl, and then every month take that bowl and put it into your down payment savings account. And so before you know it, you'll have enough money to be able to purchase a home. And you can buy a home with 3.5% down. If you're a military veteran, you can buy a property with 0% down, but you still have to have some money for some of the closing costs that are associated with the loan. So there are loan programs out there that you just need a little bit of money for down payment. But the main thing is your debts. So the more debts you have, the less the chance that you're going to be able to afford to buy the home. So if you could get your credit cards paid down, then you have a higher chance, or you can get a bigger property or a better property by reducing those debts. So I hope you enjoyed the information that I've shared today. If you like what I shared, please don't forget to subscribe to the button down below, so that whenever I do a new video, you'll be notified of the new video. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for the next video.